It's time for the PIAA District 6 playoffs on HighTopSportsNetwork.com. Can the Comets recapture that magic that took them to a district championship in 2020, or will it be the Wolves who will walk away with the win after falling in the Heritage Conference Championship? It's all on the line. West Shamokin, Penn's Manor, now on HighTopSportsNetwork.com.
And welcome to High Top Sports Network for this District 6 Girls Basketball Playoff show presented by Carson Boyer Funeral Home. Tonight I'm joined by West Shamokin Wolves head coach Frank Nagy. Frank, thanks as always for joining us.
Absolutely. Always appreciate you guys having me. And yeah, I'm always down for a chat.
Frank, obviously the best time of year, especially for someone like you who just loves basketball. You're in the district playoffs once again. So kind of just take me through the past few days, obviously coming off that disappointing loss in the Heritage Conference Championship. But knowing you like I do, I'm sure that you have bigger goals in mind. Yeah.
I mean, obviously that loss was a brutal one. Not just losing in the championship game, but how we lost. It was a offensive struggle for most of the night, and we fought back. Credit to the girls. They worked hard. They fought back, and just came up short. Just didn't finish it through. So, that was our first goal of the season. Obviously there's a lot of steps to get to that goal, but and we didn't achieve it, but it has no negative impact on goal number 2, which is a District 6 championship. They're separate, and we now put ourselves in a position as the 2 seed, and that's something that from the beginning I felt being a 1 or a 2 in district was going to be a huge thing. 8 teams qualify, and the higher seed hosts until the championship game. So putting yourself at a 1 or a 2, I mean, you got to win the games. You got to get past the first round, but you at least know that if you're going to go to the championship, you got to host the first 2 rounds. So I'm happy with the position that we're in. We drew Penn's Manor, which, I mean, we know it's going to be a battle. Obviously it's playoff basketball. You're going to play very strong opponents no matter what. Would have been nice to have somebody outside of the Heritage Conference, but we're very familiar with Penn's Manor. They've beaten us once. We split with them this year. They got us at their place. We got them at our place. I know their head coach Jason very well. Going back to high school, he's been one of the coaches in the conference that I talked to regularly the most throughout the season and the off season, everything. So we know they'll have a strong game plan. It's going to be a battle. I expect a relatively low scoring game. Points are probably going to be at a premium in this game. No, I mean, we're here. We're in playoff basketball, and that's where you want to be this time of the year. And just having a conversation with another coach earlier today, and just basically said that it's playoff basketball time, and as a coach, you love it, and trying to get that message to the girls where, with them only taking district champions to the states, it's win or go home for everybody, not just in District 6. It's of the teams that made the playoffs. Nobody loses and gets to play again. You lose, you're done, and that's it. So, a little extra motivation, hopefully, for the varsity girls, especially the 5 seniors that we have, knowing that any night could be their last night. I told them today could be our last practice. We don't know. It all depends how we do tomorrow. So excited to be here, and we'll see how it goes tomorrow.
You mentioned that it's not necessarily ideal facing a Heritage Conference team, but the way things shaked out, 5 of the 8 teams that are in the Class 2A bracket reside in the same conference as your Wolves do. So the odds weren't in your favor in that respect. Talk a little bit about the fact that there are so many teams from that Heritage Conference in your bracket. I know you spoke of that numerous times throughout the season, but now that we're actually here in the playoffs and you see that 5 of the 8 teams are teams that you've already faced here throughout the season, what does that, what feelings does that kind of bring up? And again, you kind of mentioned it as seeming like sort of a disadvantage, but I'm sure there are ultimate advantages as well.
Yeah, I mean, we have seven of the 14 or 15 teams in AA are from the Heritage, and by no means am I surprised that 5 of the playoff teams are in there. I think if you look at the non-conference games that the Heritage teams played, of the teams that made playoffs, I think Blairsville is the only one that lost a non-conference game this year. I think us, Homer, United, Penns Manor, I think all of us won any non-conference games that we've played this year. I know Blairsville lost a couple tough ones, so I'm not surprised by any means that it's Heritage loaded. I know, United's going to Homer. Those 2 teams probably aren't too thrilled with that for that first round 4-5 matchup. I know I talked with Jason and with Penns Manor and us, obviously everybody would have liked to get some non-Heritage teams, but inevitably a couple of us were going to be matched up no matter what. And no, I mean, I think it's just as much an advantage as a disadvantage. I mean, it's pretty much, like I said, I mean, in terms of scouting and things, didn't have to do a whole lot more. I mean, we have the scouting sheets that we that were already created for the first 2 games. Obviously, this time of the year, coaches put in some tweaks in offense and some tweaks on the defensive side. So we look for some of those things, but it's vice versa. They know they're going to know us inside out. They're going to know our play calls and stuff. So really, it doesn't matter who you're going to play. That especially when you're in a quarterfinal situation, there's only 8 teams. It's going to be quality opponents, no matter who you're playing. And that's whether it's Penns Manor or it's Southern Huntington or McCord or whoever it could have been outside the conference. So no, just excited to be here, and we know we're going to have our hands full tomorrow for sure.
You guys split the season series with the Comets, of course, beating them on your home court and falling to them on theirs. Coach, third time around, I'm sure that, as you mentioned, there are a few secrets left. But what are your expectations for Penns Manor? What are some of the things you can certainly expect out there? And maybe how do you plan on implementing some of the things that maybe you have in past games against them? And maybe are there some wrinkles? I don't expect you to share those, of course, but
right.
I'm sure you're going to do a lot of what you have in the past and maybe sprinkle in some of those things that might be new that you learned in those first 2 matchups.
Yeah, I mean, I expect them to come out. I expect them to play as half-court man defense. Is what I expect. I expect them to switch screens. That's something that they did a little bit the first time they played us. Second time they played us, they did that primarily, and it worked pretty well for them. I mean, they held us to 31 or 32 points 31 points the first time. So, I mean, if I hold a team to 31 points, I'm probably going to try a pretty similar strategy the third time around. So that's kind of what I expect from them. And yeah, we do. We went over. We spent a good bit of time today at practice going over some of our newer plays that we put in for playoffs and wrinkles off of our old plays. You have to change play calls. Plays are called different things. There are all sorts of little things like that when you play somebody like Penns Manor, or Homer or United, teams that you're familiar with, I call it a play from the sideline. Their girls are going to echo it, and they're going to know it's coming. So, I mean, and it's vice versa. It's for us, when we see them do a certain set, we're going to have an idea of what they do. And it's kind of that chess match of does somebody have a counter? Do they kind of trick the opponent? But I'm a big believer that ultimately it comes down to execution. It doesn't matter if somebody knows your plays or not. If you execute it, if you set quality screens, if you attack seams, if you put them in positions, you use shot fakes and get them off balance, it doesn't matter if they know the play is coming or not. It's player on player who's going to compete better and do the job. So, we definitely do have some tweaks, some things going differently, but I expect them to come out and they're going to be methodical on offense. They'll run a play for 4 minutes if they have to. They're going to be patient and get that. And that's why it's important that we don't get down. If we spot them 6, 7, 8 points in its second half, they'll run that clock down the whole way. So It's one of those situations where we need to keep it tight. And then if we can build a lead and put them in a situation where they have to look to score, they can't afford to burn the clock. If we can kind of speed them up that way, as well as get our transition game going, then that's where we need to be. Defensively, I think we should be in good enough shape to compete and keep it close. But ultimately, it's going to come down offensively. What do we do? And that's kind of been the story of us, especially the last 3 weeks or so. We've been a little inconsistent shooting the basketball and finishing in the paint, and that's the difference right there. You know, if we can convert some of those opportunities that we have, then we'll be there at the end. If not, it could be a homer situation where we get down 12 and then we have to crawl back. And we can do it. We did against Homer. We got it back to a 1-point game. But you just can't spot them 12 extra points, because if you don't do that, you have a 12-point lead. So you just got to try to keep ourselves out of that situation.
Coach, I'll leave you with this one. It's been sort of a whirlwind of past 5 days for you guys. You have that huge win against United in the semifinals at the Heritage Conference, a team that had bettered you in 2 previous matchups during the regular season. That puts you in the championship game. And then from there, you fall to a team that you had defeated twice during the regular season. So kind of opposite results in that aspect. But what do you feel like you maybe learned about your team, and maybe further learn about your team and how you can project how they'll do going into the playoffs based on just these past 5 days and feeling some of the highs that you did and certainly some of the lows like you did on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, I always try to tell them, don't get too high, don't get too low. I know it's hard. It's an emotional game. Basketball is not a game where you can sit there and dwell a whole lot, because it's up and down, and you play offense and defense. I mean, it's how it goes. But I wouldn't say I necessarily learned it, but I'm proud of how the resilience that the girls have. We got smacked when we went down to United last Saturday, or 2 Saturdays ago. I mean, it was a pounding. We're down 18-19 at halftime. I don't know when that's ever happened. I mean, they came out, they were ready to roll, and we weren't, and they smacked us. And it's one of those things where the girls could have packed it in, but we competed and played an even third quarter. And then I pulled them for the fourth just to rest them and everything. It was coming off 4 games in 4 days. So, and they could have easily thought, well, here we go. We got United at home on Monday, and oh, geez, we competed. We were right there at the end. And again, just didn't do enough offensively. Shot the ball poorly, and they shot the ball well. We didn't do enough to win. And the same thing, they could have thought, oh, geez, they have our number, and now we have to go down to their place in the semifinal. This is a reflection of last year. We went down to their place semifinal. They battled the whole time. And that was the thing, that after that first half of the United game, when we got beat up, they battled with them the whole way. And I know that we beat Homer, and I said this before the United game. I'm not a huge believer in the, beating a team 3 times in a year, because, I mean, unless it's an even matchup. And that's exactly what it was with us United, with us Homer, with us Penn's Manor. It's difficult to beat a team 3 times if it's an even matchup. And that's what, I mean, the first 2 times we played Homer, it could have gone the other way. I mean, they could have beat us those times, and we could have won this last time. But it was just a resilience. Homer's a tough place to play. It's one of the tougher places to play because of the acoustics there. It's echoey, and it gets loud, and there might not be a ton of people in there, but it sounds super loud. And we got down 12 in the third quarter, and everything was going wrong. And again, the girls battled back. They got stops. Lydia knocked down some huge threes. Lydia had a big and one. So I wouldn't say I've necessarily learned about the girls, but I think it's just reinforced. I knew they had that battle in them. And that's why they earned the 2 seed this year. I mean, because regardless of who they played, they prepared hard, they prepared the right way, and they're working hard. And whether you have an off night or an on night, you play defense and you work hard, you're usually going to be in the game at the end of the night. And we've been able to do that. And because of that, we've been able to pull out some close wins. So that's kind of what I'm expecting to carry on tomorrow, but time will tell. We'll see. But that's what I expect tomorrow.
And the game that Coach Nagy just mentioned will be on High Top Sports Network on March 2nd. I believe the game starts at 7 o'clock. Correct me if I'm wrong there, Frank.
Yep, you're correct.
7 o'clock. So I think we're going to be on the air a little bit prior to that. So for the folks out there, make sure you tune in for that to catch Coach Nagy's West Shamokin Wolves taking on the 7th seed Penns Manor Comets. Coach, thank you for joining us on this High Top Sports Network District 6 preview presented by Carson Boyer.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime. Appreciate it, guys.
Best of luck tomorrow, Coach. We'll certainly see you there. And until then, don't watch too much film.
Hey, if we're not prepared at this point in time, then we weren't doing our job. So, no, we're good.
Well, we look forward to seeing you tomorrow, Coach. And again, thanks for joining us on this District 6 basketball playoff preview.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
It's time for the PIAA District 6 playoffs on HighTopSportsNetwork.com. Can the Comets recapture that magic that took them to a district championship in 2020, or will it be the Wolves who will walk away with the win after falling in the Heritage Conference Championship? It's all on the line. West Shamokin, Penns Manor, now on HighTopSportsNetwork.com.
And welcome to High Top Sports Network's District 6 Girls Basketball Preview presented by B&E Powder Solutions. Today's guest needs no introduction, a very successful coach for the Penns Manor Comets for several years, and another trip back to the district playoffs for the aforementioned Jason Maloser. Jason, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Joe. Appreciate your coverage. Appreciate you guys doing this as well.
Absolutely. Obviously, Jason, a time of the year you're very familiar with. You're going to be taking the number 7 seeded Comets into the playoffs. So I guess my first question, and I have to ask you, after how bitterly I'm sure things ended last year, getting shut down by no fault of your own, how much extra motivation is there going into this round of the playoffs?
You know, obviously it was tough for us last year the way it ended, and lost a lot of really good seniors, and really feel bad for those kids. But we talked about our underclassmen, the kids we had coming back, about the great opportunity they're going to have this season. And I can't say enough about how hard the girls worked, everything that they had to go through with wearing the mask to try to practice and play games and adapting to that. And I feel like this whole season it's helped us come together even more as a team and grow as individuals, not only in basketball but in life. And that's one of the things that we really focus on, is just continuing to stick together, continuing to work. And the girls have done a great job of that this year, and we're excited for the opportunity. As you said, we don't take for granted the opportunity to go play in the district playoffs. A lot of great teams that aren't able to go, and obviously there's a ton of great teams that are in this loaded AA class field as well.
Good coach steals my thunder, just like you did. 5 of the 8 teams in the Class 2A bracket, all Heritage Conference residents. So obviously it's always been a very successful conference basketball-wise, but it seems like it's getting more and more stronger on the girls' end. Talk about that as a whole, and how that might be a benefit for you guys. There's such a good chance, not only your game tomorrow, but games upcoming where you could face another team that you have some familiarity with.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, playing that Heritage Conference schedule, it really does prepare you for this time of year. Unfortunately, with 5 of the 8 teams being Heritage Conference teams, you're going to end up seeing each other again. And, that starts for us tomorrow with West Shamokin. They're obviously a great team, and team that we know well, and they obviously know us very well. And we're going to have to go out and play really good basketball tomorrow to have that opportunity to try to advance and move on.
That game against West Shamokin, as you mentioned, you guys split the season series each. I believe you both won on each other's or on your home courts, respectively. So Is it more of a benefit for you at this point in the season, maybe knowing a little bit more about them, or do you feel like there's some equal disadvantage there? As you mentioned, they know a little bit about you as well.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Coach Nagy and his girls, they do a great job of preparing for every team, and they're familiar with us. And, I think that we're pretty familiar with them as well. They're going to add little wrinkles in. We're going to try to do the same. But at the end of the day, it is very tough to prepare new things because, they're going to know everything that we're going to run. We're going to know a lot of what they're going to do. And, it's going to come down to us being able to execute those little fundamental things, both offensively and defensively. Got to take care of the basketball. Got to play good defense and got to finish each defensive possession with a good box out because West Shamokin is going to be crashing the boards hard, and we're going to have to do a great job on the boards as well.
You talked about that being one part of their identity, crashing the boards and being so successful on the glass. Maybe besides that, what are some other things that you feel as though you guys are going to need to key on to be successful and be successful enough to defeat them like you did in the last matchup?
I mean, obviously, it starts with Sophie Facero for them, but they have so many weapons. Sophie's a great player. She can score both going to the hoop, from the outside, from just about anywhere on the court. But as I said, they have a number of weapons. Lily Jordan and the Spawn girl on the inside just do a great job, not only rebounding, but I saw them develop throughout the year, creating more space whenever they make their post moves, and great finishers as well. And then Abby Osterling as the point guard position. I mean, seems like she's been there forever, and she's just such a smart player. Defensively, she plays so hard and plays great defense. Expect her to be guarding Megan Dunn tomorrow, and we know she's going to play great defense, but saw her offensive game really come a long way this year as well. She can score from the outside, good at attacking the hoop, and very good at creating for other people as well. And then Lydia McElwain, I mean, she torched us the first time we played them. Great shooter, but she's more than just a shooter as well. She can attack the hoop and score from inside on the drives as well. So they have a number of weapons, and we got to do a great job defensively of playing good defense, being ready to help, but not over helping. And I thought that was the thing the first time. We sort of over helped and left their shooters open. And I mean, can't leave good shooters open. They knock them down. On the offensive end, I mean, obviously West Shamokin is going to play great defense. So we got to be able to be patient, got to execute our offenses, and just make sure we're making that fundamental triple threat position, good, strong passes, because they're going to look to get those steals. And we got to take care of the basketball and be patient on offense.
And Coach, obviously, you alluded to a lot of things about West Shamokin, a little bit about your team in particular as well. What are some things that maybe, and it's been a strange year, I don't need to detail that any further than it already has, but it's been such a strange year for you and everybody else as a coach. But what is one area maybe where you've seen a great deal of improvement, maybe that first loss to West Shamokin? Where have you maybe seen some growth from your team since that particular game maybe?
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the things that we talked about early on in the year was, how we want to make sure that we're taking care of the things we can control and making sure we get better. And I feel like starting two sophomores that didn't have any varsity experience coming into the year, really, they've really come a long way. And that's one of the things that we talked to our upperclassmen, Cassidy Smith, Anna Peterman, and Megan Dahm, about, stepping up into even more of a leadership role, but then also helping along those younger girls as well, because not only those two girls starting, but, the girls we're going to bring off the bench with Allison Steitler, Greta Rattay, Sydney Schaefer, any number of girls, they don't have a lot of varsity experience either. So we got to make sure that those upperclassmen are making sure that they're teaching them, showing them things on the court. That's one of the things we really focus on in practice is trying to work on game situations, because, early on in the year, I felt like if we would have been stronger in some of those late game situations, maybe our record's a little bit different than the way it was. But, I really saw the girls improve in that aspect. And, I give that a lot of credit to those underclassmen. And that was one of the reasons why we were able to beat West Shamokin, to give them the first loss the second time around, because those girls did grow and improve. And, obviously West Shamokin is a great team. So that was a great win for us. And I feel like that's giving my girls some confidence. And that sort of helped that development as well.
Absolutely. Well said, Coach. I'll leave you with this one. What does your team need to do to go to a back-to-back or second consecutive District 6 championship? Of course, you guys fell very narrowly a year ago by 3 points to, I believe, Guilfoyle, if I'm not mistaken. So what do you guys need to do to get back to that game again this year?
I mean, we obviously, it starts with us on the defensive end. We got to play disciplined defense. Can't be taking chances. If we play that good disciplined defense, that's going to give us an opportunity to limit West Shamokin, and we got to try to limit them to one shot, because you give them more opportunities. They are a great, great team, and they're going to make you pay. So we got to limit them to one shot. And then obviously on the offensive end, sort of touched on a little bit earlier, but we got to be able to execute our offenses. Got to be able to run sets, and you might have to run them through 4 or 5 times. We can't just try to get that first cutter open every single time. Be patient on offense, and make that great defense work, because eventually that's how hopefully you're able to wear them down just a little bit, and then maybe you have an opportunity to get that pass inside, or maybe you have an opportunity to get a kick out for that open shot and knock it down. So, on the offensive end, it's all about patience for us, and defensive end, being disciplined, doing the little things right.
Well, thank you, Coach, for making the time. And, of course, Coach Maloser and the Penns Manor Comets will be on High Top Sports Network March 2nd in the kickoff to the District 6 playoffs against the West Shamokin Wolves. Coach, best of luck in that contest, and hopefully we'll get to see you there.
Thank you very much, Joe. Again, thanks for all your coverage and everything you do for high school sports and the Heritage Conference.
Good evening and welcome. Playoff basketball finally here. Thought for a time that we weren't going to be able to get to this point, but we are, and we are at the District 6 opening round here between the Penns Manor Comets and the West Shamokin Wolves now for the starting lineups.
Evening's game with an overall record of 14-6. Senior number 22, Cassidy Smith. Senior number 2, Anna Peterman. Junior number 21, Megan Dunn. Sophomore number 1, Deja Gillo. And sophomore number 42, Kate Natko. Penns Manor head coach is Jason Meloser. Assistant coaches Becca Stair and Justin Lamandia. And now the starting lineup for your hometown Wolves. Freshman number 10, Lily Jordan. Sophomore number 40, Melissa Spahn. Senior number 25, Lydia McElwain. Senior number 12, Abby Osterling. And senior wearing number 34, Sophie Pissarro. West Shamokin head coaches.
And those are your starting lineups here for this District 6 Class 2A opening round game between two familiar teams, both residing in the Heritage Conference. As a matter of fact, this bracket will have 5 Heritage Conference teams in Class 2A out of the 8 total, so certainly a strong conference, needless to say. The starters tonight for the Penns Manor Comets include Deja Gillo, Anna Peterman, Megan Dunn, Cassidy Smith, and Kate Natko. As for the home Wolves, it will be Lily Jordan, Abby Osterling, Lydia McElwain, Sophie Facero, and Melissa Spahn. Those are your starters for this District 6 Class 2A playoff game. Gentlemen, Josh Reckengoss and Jake DeLuca, I'm sorry I didn't introduce you guys.
I was waiting for it.
We got the full crew here today.
Yeah.
Brought the A-team.
Glad to be here with you, gentlemen, and certainly playoff basketball. It's great that it's here. As I said in the opening there, it seemed like that was there was a distinct possibility that we wouldn't be at this stage of the season, but we are, and we are grateful to be here bringing you the action here on High Top Sports Network. The tip will be between Lily Jordan and Cassidy Smith. Smith taps it back to the point guard, number 2, Anna Peterman, and the Comets will begin with the basketball here at West Shamokin Junior Senior High School. Smith out of bounds on the first play. Should mention the Comets come in as the 7th seed. The Wolves number 2 of the 8 teams in the bracket.
Yeah, Abby Osterling moving her feet really well right there. And not picking up a foul and getting Peterman, to go out of bounds.
Pissarro dribble drive. She's going to go up with it. Blocked away there by Peterman. Ball back to the Wolves, though. Spahn has it. She tries to kick it out. McElwain comes up with it. Gets to Osterling, and the Wolves will reset. 7:32 left. First quarter of play here in the District 6 girls basketball playoffs. Just unable to connect there. Osterling trying to find Pissarro, but out of bounds.
Yeah, Joe, each of these teams with a turnover on their first possession on offense here, so maybe a little bit of nerves. You know, the district playoffs are definitely a step up in the game.
Certainly, it's a different setting, of course, in the sort of a heightened awareness of what's at stake here. But these teams certainly familiar with each other, splitting the regular season series one apiece. Both teams winning on their respective home courts. Here's Dunn with the basketball, picks up her dribble, tries to find the roll. She finds Smith. Smith throws a pass in the corner. Shot up by Gillo. No good. Rebounded there by Lily Jordan with ease. And the Wolves with the basketball once again. 7-minute mark here, first quarter.
Yeah, good look by Gillo there. She had the open 3 from the corner. You know, corner 3 is one of the more higher percentage three-pointers you can take. Shortest distance to the basket, that is.
Inside-outside look there. Shot missed by McElwain. Dribble drive now by Pissarro. She's going to go up with it. No call with a little bit of contact. And it will go back to the Comets.
Comets in a man D to start, guys. Just playing straight up on the Wolves.
Peterman receives the inbound. She's guarded by fellow point guard Abby Osterling. Picks up her dribble, reverses the ball. Gillo with it. She picks up her dribble. Wolves doing a really good job of not letting any lanes to penetrate right now for Penns Manor. But here is Dump. She's going to put up a 3 from the top of the arc. Nothing but net. And the Comets out to a 3-0 advantage.
Yeah, you saw it right there. I believe that was Lily Jordan on her, kind of fell down and left Dumb open for an easy 3.
So the Comets strike first here. It's a screen by Jordan. Osterling pulls it back out. They're going to try to look inside on Lily Jordan. We had a chance to talk to Penns Manor head coach Jason Meloser last night about this matchup, and he mentioned that Sophie Facero, obviously a big piece of this and been a starter for pretty much her entire varsity career. And Lily Jordan is a person that they're going to definitely have to watch. And Coach Meloser knows that. Here's Jordan right there off the glass, off a second chance opportunity. No good. Jump ball between Spawn and Gillow, so they're going to call a foul.
Yeah, I thought that might be a jump ball, Joe, but they're going to get a foul.
It's going to go against Cassidy Smith, her first foul of this contest. Sarah to inbound, left block.
Joe, we saw in that last play the Comets are switching on screens, and that's what Coach Nagy told us that they were expecting Penns Manor to do defensively.
Yeah, great point. And as we mentioned, we had a chance to talk to Coach Meloser last night, but also a chance to talk to Coach Nagy. So grateful for that. There's a stolen away there, poked away on the drive. Comets come up with it. Here's Dumb. She's going to kick it out. And mishandled and out of bounds by Cassidy Smith. So back to the Wolves here with 5:19 remaining first quarter.
Well, Dumb created that steal, poking the ball away from Sophie Facero under the hoop right there. Penns Manor unable to capitalize.
Both teams with a couple errant passes and turnovers here in the beginning, and that's something you expect. The nerves, as Jake mentioned there, you're going to see that in a game like this. Up off the glass, no good by Jordan. Well defended in the post. About 3 defenders collapsed down on her.
It's kind of mimicking the Heritage Conference Championship game that we covered a couple days ago. You know, the offense didn't really start coming in until the second half of the first quarter, and really the second quarter for at least Homer in that game.
Great defense there by the Wolves, able to get a hand on the drive by Dumb, almost a jump ball. She loses it, and the Wolves able to come up with it here. 4:43 left in the first quarter. Wolves yet to score, and we're nearly 4 minutes into this one. I'd say 3 minutes and 30 seconds. McElwain with another three-point attempt. This one's long back rim. Osterling's able to save it. She picks up her dribble in the corner, reverses it, finds McElwain, still a loose ball, and a turnover there by the Wolves. Nowhere to go. Pattern starting, gentlemen.
Yeah, tightly contested. I think it might be a little bit of what Jake said, some nerves here on the part of the Wolves. Just not looking crisp.
Here's Dumb with the basketball. Gets it to Deja Gillow. Dribble handoff to Peterman. Penns Manor waiting to find a spot, possible lane to drive. The Wolves switching well and getting around the screens well. Cross-court pass. Here's Gillow. Picks up her dribble. Handoff to Dumb. Dumb's going to have a lane opportunity here. She's going to put it up, get it into Peterman. Easy look there as the defender came up on the drive, and a basket to the Comets. They now lead 5-0.
Yeah, Dumb could have probably put that one up and had a pretty good chance of making it, but just turned that down for a higher percentage shot inside, and, you know, that's just good team basketball.
Here's Osterling. She's going to have a lane. She's going to go up with it off the glass, and good. Seeing a lane and taking it was Abby Osterling to get the Wolves on the board. Now 5-2 Comets.
No hesitation right there by Osterling. Saw that lane open up, like you said, Joe, and just went hard to the rack right-handed and finished.
Drive kicked out, middle of the lane, loose ball. Diving for it was McElwain along with Smith, but the Comets, most notably Gillow, comes up with it. Peterman has it, guarded by Osterling. Back to Gillow at the point. And Penns Manor will reset. 2:48 left here, first quarter of play. Peterman gets the handoff. She's going to look to drive. Picks up her dribble. Gets it to Gillow. Now she's going to go baseline. She has a chance up off the glass. A little bit hard, no good. Stealing that one away was Natco. What a nice play there. 2 players on their hands on the basketball from both teams, and Natco the one able to rip it away, get fouled. Now she'll go to the line and shoot 2.
First foul of the night here on West Shamokin. Spawn gets called for the foul there down low.
And a media timeout that we will not utilize. We're going to stick here, but guys, you mentioned it. Seems as though that defense is the story here early on. Low scoring affair, just 7 points combined for both teams.
Yeah, Dumb hit that three. That's the only shot from the perimeter for either team. A layup for West Shamokin, then another layup for Penns Manor. Both teams not really struggling. I don't think they're really forcing up shots, but West Shamokin's had some open looks at three and has been unable to knock them down. I know McElwain's had a couple of looks, Facero a couple of looks. She also tried to get to the hoop and drew a bunch of contact, but no foul calls. So Wolves just struggling to put the ball in right now.
And we know, watching Penns Manor, the times that we've been able to over the last few years, that they're going to take their time running that offense. They're not going to rush a shot. They are going to try to use their set plays to find good opportunities. And that's where you're going to see the game kind of get slowed down a little bit and become more of a half-court game than I think maybe West Shamokin would want it to. So they're certainly interesting to see how that plays out throughout this contest.
Well, Coach Nagy said in his interview with you that we ran during the pregame that, it was important that they didn't fall behind big. They go down 8 points or whatever. That was kind of the number he mentioned, I believe. And he said, Penns Manor is going to run 2, 3, 4 minutes off the clock in one possession if they can. So his goal was to keep it tight here. Only a 3-point game right now and still early first quarter. But they don't want to get down, that's for sure.
Coming out of the timeout, it'll be Kate Natko at the line. A little bit of time to think about it there for Natko with the media timeout prior. First shot up good. Natko's second shot from the charity stripe pure as well, so she goes 2 for 2, and now the Comets lead 7-2. 3 different scorers so far for the Comets to combine for their 7 points. You can tell Penns Manor certainly knowing where Lily Jordan is at all times, making sure that the help defense isn't far away.
Well, they had Osterling and Jordan kind of posting up in the same spot, trying to get inside.
And another turnover there by the Wolves. So that's, again, becoming a theme, it seems, here in the early going. 2:02 left first quarter.
4 turnovers now for the Wolves. Uncharacteristic for sure.
Penns Manor, back with the basketball here at a 5-point advantage. Dribble handoff. Peterman with it now. She almost loses the handle, but able to maintain it. Backdoor pass. Good look there. Gets it to Natko. Natko's going to put up the shot. That was Cassidy Smith with the backdoor catch and shot. And now the Comets lead 9-2. Good play there executed by the Comets.
Isn't the first time we've seen these Comets use the backdoor cut to get open at the rim, and it's really been working for them here early. Now they have a 7-point lead, and Josh mentioned earlier the point differential that Coach Nagy mentioned was 8 points, and let's slow things down there. Nice 3 by the Wolves.
Facero thinks about shooting it, then decides to, pulls the trigger and knocks it down for the 3.
It's a big bucket right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Very needed at this point for the Wolves to stop that little run that the Comets had been on. Gillo in the lane, nearly drags her feet. Loose ball here. 3 players with their hands on it, and it's going to go back to the Wolves.
Yeah, Comets won the opening tip, so first jump ball here in the first quarter goes to West Shamokin.
Just under a minute to play here, first quarter. Wolves with the basketball. Penns Manor staying in that tight man-to-man. Jordan trying to set a screen, looking for the roll, and able to find her was Facero. She's going to get in the lane, go up with it. Some contact there as well. And back to Penns Manor. So that tight defense when the Wolves are trying to penetrate, showing up right now. Comets doing an excellent job of collapsing when the Wolves have tried to do so.
Yeah, and I think Sophie had Spawn back door, actually. I don't know if she was trying to get it to her and just kind of came out of her hand weird and out of bounds. But Melissa Spawn was open back door.
Penns Manor, obviously that patient offense. They're not going to take any shot here that's any kind of risk to them.
Yeah, nearly a 5-second call against the Comets there, but
shot up off the glass hard. Jordan with the rebound. 16 seconds remain. Osterling with the basketball. She's going to push the tempo, get it up to McElwain. She's going to try to go baseline. Dub doing a good job of preventing that. 7 seconds left. Osterling with the basketball. 5 seconds. 4 seconds.
Oh, pulling it.
Facero for 3. No good. Jordan getting the board, but that's how things will end here after one of the District 6 playoff matchup between the Penns Manor Comets and West Shamokin Wolves. It is Penns Manor 9, West Shamokin 5.
Yeah, back and forth first quarter there between these two teams when it came to the turnovers. I think both teams kind of settling in here. They know, it's win or go home at this point. So everything on the line, every play, every mistake magnified that much further.
Sophie Vicero hitting that 3 before the end of the first quarter gets the Wolves back to within 4, and that was a huge bucket for West Shamokin there.
And Jake, back to your point, that's exactly what head coach Frank Nagy told us last night in that interview. He told the girls at their most recent practice that that could be their very last of the season, and he hoped that was a point that really resonated with his team, knowing that at this time of the year, any moment, any game, any practice could be your last.
And especially for the senior group, Joe.
Well, especially, too, considering the rules that have been implemented this year with COVID and the state playoff participants. It's going to be just the district champions that go to the PIAA playoffs this year. So that's something to note as well, that, in past years, you might have a couple teams come out of District 6 with how talented it is. But this year, it's just going to be the top seed that will advance.
No fall of the leader this year.
So Penn's Manor will get the ball to begin the second quarter here, holding on to a 4-point advantage. 4 different scores for the Colts. Interesting to see there. Nice balance for that team. As for the Wolves, Abby Osterling has 2 points, and Sophie Vicero, of course, knocking down that 3-point field goal moments ago to account for West Shamokin's points thus far. Dumb, she's going to put up the 3 after the defender kind of leaves her a little bit. She knocks that one down. That's her second of the ball game.
Was just going to say, Joe, you can't leave Dumb open at the top of the key. She is a really good shooter. We've seen her a couple times this year. Probably the best player on this Comets team, and she knocks it down right there.
Yeah, she was the leading scorer on that senior-laden team last year that made it to the state playoffs that were unable to finish their run due to the COVID shutdown. So she returns now as a junior, and she came up with a big play there a moment ago on the defensive end. Nearly a minute into the second quarter. Penn's Manor already adding to their total entering the quarter. West Shamokin being held scoreless thus far. Here's a pass. Natko with the shot up. Back rim no good. Spawn with the board. She gets it to McElwain. McElwain's going to look to get ahead. So far, Penn's Manor just doing an excellent job of knowing where Lily Jordan is. You see her guarded by Cassidy Smith, but on the other side, you have Natko kind of shading over, knowing where she is. Up off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Osterling. She's going to have an easy look up, and good. Nice job there. Pulling down the offensive board was Abby Osterling, able to convert.
Yeah, McElwain got into the paint with a nice little euro there. Unable to finish, but her teammate picked her up. Abby Osterling with the offensive rebound and putback.
There's Dumb with it. She picks up her dribble, gets it back out to Cassidy Smith. Little euro herself, no good. Rebounded well by Spawn. Gets it to McElwain, so 1 and done on the last 2 trips due to great rebounding by the Wolves. McElwain thinks about driving the lane. Instead, kicks it back out to Vicero. And now the Wolves will run their offense here. 6:02 remaining second quarter.
Joe, surprisingly, West Shamokin up 10-2 in rebounds right now. And, down on the scoreboard, you usually don't see that with such a discrepancy in the rebounding department.
Yeah, excellent point there, Josh. That is really surprising. I wouldn't have thought that number was there was an 8 rebound difference there, but that is, in fact, the case. Great note there. Shot up by McElwain, no good. Lily Jordan with a second chance. Blocked away. It's going to stay here with the Wolves, but it seems right now like the only opportunity Lily Jordan is getting is off offensive rebounds. They're not able to really find her in the post or the offense right now.
Yeah, and I have her down for 5 of those rebounds, Joe.
Wow.
Jordan looked a little dumbfounded after that play. She thought she was fouled on there, but this refereeing crew, much like the Heritage Championship game that we called, holding the whistle a little bit.
Not right there.
Not there, though.
Whenever you get a downfield tackle like that.
No.
And another turnover by the Wolves on that end.
Yeah.
And a foul at midcourt by Lily Jordan. So really, these turnovers really beginning to seem to be playing a role in the score on that scoreboard.
Yeah, 7 turnovers for the Wolves at this point in the game.
Cross-court pass. Dumb thinks about dumping it inside. Little spin dribble there. Backdoor pass again. Here's Cassidy Smith. 1 extra pass, but a charge before Natko has a chance to put up the shot taken by McElwain. Pair of socks.
There it is.
The bench was very excited about that play, too.
Do you get additional socks for playoff games, I wonder? We'll have to ask Coach
Oh.
Nagy.
I think it should,
2 pairs of socks
should
for
be
every
a
charge?
2-for-1, I think.
I would say so.
Yeah, district playoff game. I got to think that you either get an extra pair or you get a real high-end pair.
Some Gucci socks.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice backdoor pass there. No good. Well defended. Way to get over on defense there where the Comets, after, I believe that was Osterling taking the lane and finding McElwain on the opposite block.
Yeah, I think McElwain was looking for contact that really didn't come there, Joe. And she kind of went up a little too strong with that left hand.
Facero able to get it into Osterling. Reverse to McElwain. Facero thinking about taking the shot, but again, just blanket defense right now by Penn's Manor, especially on Facero as far as the guard play goes, and Lily Jordan in the post.
Yeah, she and Natko are going at it pretty good.
Up off the glass, no good. McElwain missed shot, rebounded by Dumb. Five-point advantage by, or four, excuse me, the Comets. 4:27 left here, second quarter. 4 different players on the court right now have scored. Here's Dumb. She puts up a shot looking for another 3. She has 2 already. No good. Rebounded there by Spawn. Good board by the sophomore.
Yeah, she's been working hard on the glass. She's been impressive tonight.
McElwain, another 3-point
There
shot
you go.
missed. Rebounded by Spawn. She kicks it out to Facero. A little shot fake there. She's going to get up in the lane. And a block and good. Sophie Facero able to draw contact, put the shot up, goes in, and now she will go to the line and shoot 1.
Well, Joe, you know, she's tried to get to the hoop a couple of times and has taken on some contact. There have been no whistles up until this point. Facero gets that ball up over the rim, rolls around, drops in. Big play for the Wolves.
Coming in for the Comets is number 10, Sydney Schaefer. Out will go Cassidy Smith. Senior.
Cassidy Smith with 3 fouls already in this one. Yeah, we're only halfway through the second quarter.
And a 30-second timeout by the Penn's Manor bench here with 4:01 remaining. So, it's like icing the kicker.
Yeah,
a little
it
bit
is.
before Sophie has the 3-point play opportunity.
You know, Joe, between Spawn and Jordan right now, 10 rebounds, 3 as a team for Penn's Manor. But the reason this game is still in favor of the Comets right now are the turnovers. 7 turnovers for the Wolves, just 5. I guess it's closer than I thought until I looked down right there. But
seems like the one for the Wolves right now are a little more glaring at
Yeah.
moments that maybe they had an opportunity and just kind of gave it away, and that's maybe why that seems, because it sure seems like to me that the Wolves have more than just 2 more than Penn's Manor, Josh.
Well, you know, Sophie knocks down this free throw. It's a, one-possession game. And a little bit of momentum for the Wolves, hopefully. Neither team subbing, although number 10 just came in, Sydney Schaefer.
A player that head coach Jason Maloser brought up last night in our interview. He said about some of these younger players, he's really had to get them to come along quicker this year with everything going on with the COVID restrictions and lack of practice time, the shutdown during December. And he said that's probably where his team has gotten better since the maybe the early part of the regular season, is getting some of those sophomores and underclassmen up to speed.
Spawn there with another big offensive rebound off that free throw miss from Sophie. Just gives West Shamokin an additional possession here, maybe a chance to tie it with a 3.
Dump down inside for the aforementioned Melissa Spawn. Give the assist to Osterling. Nice play there by the Wolves.
Oh, Dumb wide open.
She's going to put up the 3. No good. Spawn with another big board there. Great box out by the sophomore. Those rebounds for her and her freshman fellow forward, Lily Jordan, continue racking those up, excuse me.
I'll tell you what, that was scary if you're Frank Nagy watching Dumb just dribble down the court and spot up from 3. Luckily for the Wolves, she missed.
McElwain finally knocking down a 3 there, and the Wolves take their first lead of the game, now up 14-12. Wolves on a little run of their own. That's McElwain's first basket of the contest.
Yeah, 7-0 run here for West Shamokin.
Here's Schaefer with the ball in the corner. She reverses the Gillo, gets it back to their leading scorer. That, of course, Megan Dumb. It's 2 threes already in this game. Dumb with a total of 6 points. Both of her baskets coming from behind the arc. Here's a shot up, no good. Fighting for it was Jordan. Good job of getting Natko out of the way, and she gets it to Facero. So another big rebound there by West Shamokin. That 2-headed monster of Jordan and Spawn right now just doing work on the glass.
Yeah, 12 boards between the 2 of them. not giving second opportunities to the Comets, that's for sure.
Jordan goes up with it in contact and good. And she'll go to the line and try to add to it with an and one opportunity. That's Jordan's first basket of the game. She's been excellent, obviously, on the glass, but now getting into the scoring and a chance to add to it here.
You know, Joe, you had mentioned that Penn's Manor was getting some balanced scoring. Well, right now, with that bucket by Lily Jordan, all 5 Wolves starters are now on the score sheet. So West Shamokin making a nice run here, 9-0 run.
Another timeout here on the court. Of course, we're in the playoffs, so we'll stick here with you. No commercial breaks. But, yeah, certainly a nice comeback here by the Wolves. Looked like Penn's Manor was really forcing them to kind of step outside of their comfort zone and make them do some things as far as not being able to find Lily Jordan in the post and blanketing Sophie Facero in the perimeter. But now the Wolves offense kind of coming to life.
You know, Coach Maloser just called another timeout before a free throw. It worked last time. Sophie Facero missed. See if it works again.
Yeah, 4 fouls for Penn's Manor, just 2 for the Wolves. So a rather clean game, and it's starting to kind of look a little bit, Jake, like the Heritage Conference Championship game that we did on Saturday, where the refs were going to allow a little bit of contact, let the girls kind of play through some of that contact. Not a ton of fouls, but I guess you could have probably called more at this stage with the contact we've seen.
Yeah, and I mean, this game, I mean, when it comes to the playoffs, you know, you're going to trail at certain points. It's how you respond to that. You know, West Shamokin responded being down by as many as 7 points in this quarter to now having a chance to take a 5-point lead if this free throw is converted. Now it's time to see, you know, how these Comets respond being down in this big situation.
Josh, you said 7-0 run currently.
9-0.
9-0.
It was 12-7, and Wolves have scored 9 straight.
Looking to make it 10 straight. Jordan's able to knock down the shot from the charity stripe here. 2:14 left second quarter. No good there, so the run will stay at 9-0. And nice board there for Kate Natko of the Comets. 2-minute mark here, second quarter. Peterman looking to advance the ball. Well guarded, nearly stolen away by Osterling. We know that she's a mastermind at stealing the basketball away.
The Spider Monkey.
And a traveling call against Megan Dumm. And that ball will go back to the West Shamokin Wolves.
Yeah, Dumm tried to, you know, I think she wanted to make a different decision there. I think she was thinking about passing it there, just drug the back foot, and immediately she knew what she did.
Dump inside to Jordan. She goes up with it, fouled, and there's nothing Penn's Manor could do once she received that pass. She'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Well, the Comets have done a pretty good job not allowing that entry pass into Lily Jordan. But as you said, Joe, when she gets the ball in there, so strong and such great touch around the hoop.
Yeah, and she's really causing a lot of foul trouble for these Comets. I mean, we saw Cassidy Smith, her primary defender, before go out early in this quarter with 3 fouls. So Lily Jordan, a handful to defend down low for sure.
Jordan knocks down the first of her 2 free throws. One more upcoming. Second one good as well. So Jordan goes 2 for 2 on that trip. She's now 2 for 3 from the line. She has 4 points. 1:34 left here in the second quarter. Dumm with the basketball, guarded by Osterling. She's going to try to go baseline, turns around, comes to a stop at the elbow, reverses it. Another reverse to Peterman. You know, we're talking about the Comets doing a good job of preventing Lily Jordan from getting the pass down low. She's doing an equal job on the defensive end, preventing those entry passes. Right now, she's guarding Kate Natko.
Yeah, Jordan's fronting Natko, and they're not able to find a way to get the ball into her.
Another interesting little observation. You know, we've seen the Comets make a couple of substitutions out here tonight. So far in this first half, it's been the starting 5, and that's it on the court here for the Wolves for the duration of this one so far.
Yellow tries to go glass, but Peterman comes down with it, but a travel will be called. Just her momentum carrying her towards that block, and she drags the pivot foot turnover back to the Wolves.
That's tough because she did a good job getting that rebound, and was trying to go back up with it, just tied up. Unable to get the ball up before steps were called.
Just 45 seconds left here in this first half. The Wolves owning this second quarter, most definitely leading 18-12. How many total points of the
13-3 right now. West Shamokin is outscoring Penn's Manor in this quarter.
It's just 3 points in this quarter for Penn's Manor. That's remarkable.
That 3 points came pretty early in the quarter as well, guys.
It was the first basket of the quarter, I do believe.
I think you're right.
Osterling dribbling, guarded by Gillow. 13 seconds left. Wolves looking to extend their lead before heading into the halftime break. Tessera with it, guarded well. She's going to try to get in the lane. Only 4 seconds left. She's going to have to decide.
Got to do something. Got to
2
do
seconds.
something.
She's going to put up the shot and block. Tessera losing track of how much time is left there. And that will conclude the first half of play. After 2 quarters, it is the West Shamokin Wolves 18, the Penns Manor Comets 12, here on High Top Sports Network's presentation of District 6 girls basketball.
It's time for the PIAA District 6 playoffs on HighTopSportsNetwork.com. Can the Comets recapture that magic that took them to a district championship in 2020, or will it be the Wolves who will walk away with the win after falling in the Heritage Conference Championship? It's all on the line. West Shamokin, Penns Manor, now on HighTopSportsNetwork.com.
And welcome back to West Shamokin High School. About to kick off the second half of this District 6 Class 2A opener between the Penns Manor Comets and the West Shamokin Wolves. Wolves will enter the second half with a 6-point lead, leading 18-12.
Wolves are controlling the glass right now. 16-5 advantage in rebounds for West Shamokin. The teams have evened it out in turnovers, 7 apiece in that first half, but most impressive in that second quarter. The Wolves outscoring the Comets 13-3 in that frame to take this 6-point lead, Joe.
Yeah, and that second quarter certainly will be something that the Wolves, if they're able to come out with a victory here, will look at that as the moment where they really stem the tide. We're able to prevent a potent Penns Manor offense from really doing much outside of that opening basket of that second quarter.
And Jake mentioned toward the end of the half that West Shamokin did not sub once in that first half, and the starting five back out there again. Sophie Facero leads the Wolves with 5 points. Megan Dumm for the Comets leads all scorers with 6.
Yeah, Allison Stittler got some run there for Penns Manor, along with Sydney Schaefer, but really not extended minutes there for either. Wolves begin with the basketball. Osterling with it.
And something to watch out for here, guys. Cassidy Smith back in the game for Penns Manor. She picked up 3 fouls in that first half.
Well, the Wolves get a bucket here out of the halftime break. I mean, that's huge.
Wolves in no hurry. Here's Facero guarded by Peterman. McElwain shot up, back rim, no good. Peterman's going to gather this one in, and the Wolves go scoreless on their first trip down the court here in the second half. Penns Manor looking to strike on their first offensive possession.
They got an open look, just unable to knock it down. McElwain a little deep on that three.
Dumm comes to a jump stop, looks for the roll, has to reverse it, so nice job of the Wolves to prevent that entry pass on the screen. Dumm with it. She's going to follow a screen. She puts up the shot. That is pure. Megan Dumm knocking down a long 2-point field goal.
I think they gave her a
no,
three
that's
on
a
that
three.
one.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought that was a long 2 too, Joe.
2-2.
2-2.
I wrote down 3 before I even looked. I thought she was behind the line. So third 3 of the game, though, for Megan Dumm.
Mm-hmm.
She's got a really, really nice stroke.
Dumm leading all scorers with 9 points. No one yet to break the double-digit mark. Still a lot of time, of course. 6:33 left here in the third quarter. There's a screen and a switch by Penns Manor. McElwain's going to try to dribble. She gets it off to Facero. Another spin in the lane. Up off the glass. No good. Coming down with it for the Comets was 22, Cassidy Smith. Jake, as you mentioned, she enters this half with 3 fouls. Dumm, hard shot there, falling away from the hoop, but another rebound by Spawn, but turning it over, trying to hand it off to Osterling, just dragging her feet. So ball will stay at this end of the court with the Comets. 6:06 left, third quarter.
Yeah, tough break for Spawn right there. Up again, good position, got the rebound, her 8th of the game, leading all rebounders, but got the travel there, turnover.
Here's Peterman with it. She's going to throw a cross-court pass to Dumm. Well guarded there by Osterling and poked away by Osterling. And if there's anybody you want guarding Dumm, as good of a scorer as she is, it's certainly Abby Osterling.
Coach Dave Powers, cat-like reflexes over there.
Oh, yeah, getting ready for baseball season.
That's right. Looked like he was fielding a grounder to short. Looking forward to covering Coach Powers and the Wolves out on the diamond in the spring.
Here's a shot up off the glass. Good separation created by Cassidy Smith, able to get it up off the glass and good. And now it's just a 1-point ball game. Penns Manor coming out of the gates hot here, 5-0 run to begin the third quarter of play.
Well, Dumm knocked down that 3 and then able to get inside right there and score was Smith.
Osterling left hand off the glass, tough shot, rolling around. Facero with the shot. Osterling now with the basketball.
Another offensive rebound for the Wolves. They've been doing a fair amount of work in that category as well.
Peterman guarding McElwain, reverse to Spawn. Hands it off to Osterling. Spin dribble in the lane. She's going to go up with it. Shot up, rolls around, and good. Abby Osterling coming to a jump stop, putting up the jumper, and good.
Got the roll right there. Abby Osterling spin in the lane up and finding it. That's a big bucket for the Wolves. Stops that 5-0 run by the Comets.
She now has 6 points to lead all West Shamokin players, does Abby Osterling.
Such even scoring from the Wolves here, though, guys.
Yeah, really both teams. I know Dum has those big 3 threes, but, a lot of points from a lot of different players on the court tonight for both clubs.
Yeah, 9 total scorers between the two teams.
Here's a drive, shot up by Smith off the glass. Coming over was Facero to help out, but Smith too good on the shot. She now has 6 points, and the Comets trail by just a point here. 4:16 left, third quarter.
Nice finish there by Smith on the drive.
Yeah, a couple of nice, difficult layups on the past couple trips down the floor.
Osterling missed her first shot, gets back her own rebound. Spawn gets another board. She thinks about going up with it. She does, and good. Turning the defense around there was Melissa Spawn. Everybody thought she was going to kick that ball out. Instead, she does a little pivot, goes up with it, and the Wolves are back up by 3. Spawn now with 4 points.
Yeah, Spawn's done a good job conditioning the defense kind of whenever she gets the ball down low to just kick it back out. But that time, fooling them there, turning, facing, and making it.
Penns Manor with an opportunity there, hitting the cutter, but unable to connect was 42, Kate Natko. Wolves with the basketball, 3:34 left, third quarter. And holding on to a narrow 3-point lead here in this District 6 playoff game between two Heritage Conference heavyweights. Facero, 3, no good, rebounded by Peterman. Here's Dum with it. She's going to come to a stop up off the glass.
Ooh.
Another difficult shot, but Dum able to knock it home. And
So the look away, too. Did you see that?
yeah, it's a difficult shot. You've seen a couple of those the last few possessions down the court for the Comets. And once again, as the theme has been throughout this quarter, Penns Manor trailing by just a point. Very back and forth sequence here over the last few minutes. Facero, jump stop, shot up, rolls around everywhere but the bottom of the net, and ball back to Penns Manor, and they will look to reclaim the lead for the first time since early on in the second quarter. Peterman, she puts up the 3, and Spawn with another big board there.
10 boards for her right now, Joe.
Yeah, to go along with 4 points. Melissa Spawn, the transfer from Indiana, coming up big here for the Wolves. 2:28 left, third quarter.
Is she a sophomore?
Yes, she is. Osterling with another tough shot in the lane, putting it up off the glass and good. Abby Osterling, another circus-like shot in the paint for the senior point guard. And a turnover there. Peterman looking for Dum, but just outside of her grasp. So ball back to West Shamokin, and a timeout here. I believe it's a media timeout, if I'm not mistaken. And
Yes, it is.
We don't need it.
No.
Not today, we don't. Other games we do.
We'd normally be glad to have them, but not tonight. Early impressions here of the second half, gentlemen.
Well, West Shamokin continuing to dominate the glass right now, but Penns Manor looking a little bit more confident on the offensive end. You know, I think the one possession that sticks in my mind is the one where they didn't convert. They got the layup, got the cutter, and just were unable to finish it, and that would have been a big bucket, make it a 1-point game right now.
Yeah, I agree. You know, whatever Coach Maloser said in the locker room at halftime really resonated with these girls. They came out of here firing, got the first bucket of the third quarter, and have really been doing well here to get themselves back in this game. One possession game now it is.
And I wanted to say a quick thanks to all those out there listening here on High Top Sports Network. We've been just having just a blast all winter long covering basketball, and we're so glad that so many of you have chosen to tune in with us throughout the winter sports season here on High Top Sports Network. It certainly doesn't go unappreciated. Speaking for myself, Joe Rhodes, Jake DeLuca here to my right, Josh Schreckengost on my left. We've really enjoyed it this year, folks, and you're a big reason why.
Many thanks also to the several people out there who have donated to us here on High Top Sports Network. That is more appreciated than we can ever know, or you could ever know, than we could ever say.
Wolves will get the ball here. 2:11 left, third quarter. Osterling has it. She'll be guarded by Gillow. Over to McElwain. McElwain's going to try to drive. They're in the lane. Up. Blocked away, though, by, I believe that was Natko. It was indeed. Here's a push ahead. No good. Jordan with another board. Good job of the West Shamokin defense to get back there. Facero going to put up a 3. Back rim, no good. Osterling nearly getting that one, but instead it was Cassidy Smith coming up with it for the Comets. Dump inside. There is Natko wide open on the backdoor look. And now the Comets once again trail by just a point. 1:32 left in the third quarter.
Nice dish there by Megan Dum.
Yeah, that was something we saw in the first quarter in particular, and that Penns Manor did well, finding Natco or, Smith down low for just an easy backdoor pass.
McElwain trying to drive the lane, another turnover there. A lot of traffic on the penetration. Ball back to Penns Manor. And here's a chance for the lead. No good. Rebounded, though, by Natco. Loose ball. McElwain somehow coming up with it. And a travel call. Still thought that no one really had true possession of it, but the refs see differently. And it'll stay here with Penns Manor.
It did look like McElwain started to muscle it away a little bit there, but I didn't think that there was clear possession.
Enough to the movement, it seemed like when she finally did rip it away that she didn't have it long enough to even say that she had moved, in my opinion. At that point, you probably should have called a jump ball, but what do I know? Here's Dunn with it, picks up her dribble, tries to get it back to the point guard Peterman. She does dump inside, even though a double team, and right there, Lily Jordan doing a heck of a job to poke that one away. Ball will trickle out of bounds. Stay here with Penns Manor. 50 seconds left here in the third quarter, flying right along here. No fouls.
Yeah, wow. I hadn't even recognized that until you mentioned that, Joe.
And another
kind of astounding.
And a timeout by Jason Maloser and the Penns Manor coaching staff.
30-second timeout for the Comets.
I should note all Marion Center products on that Penns Manor coaching staff. Makes a particular High Top Sports Network announcer very proud.
Just a fistful of stingers.
That's right. A whole lot of stingers in the house tonight.
Joe not wearing his Letterman jacket, decided against it.
Took a lot of heat.
Took a little bit, but
a lot of admiration. Too.
Yeah, that admiration from us here. I didn't think you would do it. The dare came on air, and you honored it, and that's what a stand-up guy does.
I didn't think I was going to do it either, but I did want to hear the end of it, which I would have if I didn't wear it that night. But that will be put back into retirement for probably another 15 years.
West Shamokin volleyball coach Melinda Osterling sent us a picture of Joe in his Letterman jacket here.
Looking very dapper.
Looking like I'm ready for prom.
I think you're at the age of a chaperone now, Joe.
I would say so, Jake. Penns Manor with the basketball, 36 seconds left. Wolves leading by just a point here after coming in to this quarter with a much more sizable advantage. But the Penns Manor Comets well coached, and what a nice tie up there by Lily Jordan. Running into traffic was Gillow. Meeting her was Lily Jordan. The tie up will keep the ball here, but a nice heads up play by the freshman Lily Jordan.
Yeah, Comets catch a break right there, keep possession, but Lily Jordan, great anticipation, get in there to tie that ball up, force the jump ball.
Peterman inbound, she finds Gillow, 24 seconds left, third quarter. And that's going to be an over and back unless Osterling gets it. She will. She'll take it up off the glass, and good off the turnover. Abby Osterling giving the Wolves a 3-point lead. 6 seconds left.
Got to hurry up.
Yeah, Dumb's going to push it here. She's going to shoot a runner.
Ooh.
Off the back. No good, and that is how things will end here in the third quarter in this District 6 Girls Class 2A playoff matchup. It is the West Shamokin Wolves 26, the Penns Manor Comets 23.
Yeah, Penns Manor climbing all the way back, but just couldn't get back in the lead there. We mentioned earlier they haven't held the lead since the beginning of the second quarter, but they did a good job there in that third. I believe they outscored the Wolves.
Yes, sirree, 11-8. Comets outscored the Wolves in that frame, Jake. I got the chart over here, buddy.
Yeah. Josh with the scorebook over there, doing a great job keeping track of really everything you could possibly want.
I got it all here.
Got turnovers,
free throws, points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks. And I'll read off some stats here because Abby Osterling had a nice quarter right there, and she has filled up the stat sheet per usual. 10 points, 5 boards, 2 assists, 2 steals for the senior point guard for West Shamokin. She's having a nice game. Also, Lily Jordan, 4 points, 7 boards. Melissa Spawn has got 4 points and 10 boards. Sophie Facero, 5 points, 2 rebounds. And Lydia McElwain has a 3 and a rebound. For the Comets, Dumb leads them with 11 points. Also has a rebound, 2 assists, 2 steals, and a block. And Cassidy Smith with 6 points, 4 rebounds for Penns Manor.
Osterling leading the Wolves. She can do so much for this team, but whenever she's scoring, it really adds an extra element to this team that makes them even more scary than they already are.
It's a good call, Jake.
That is a great call, Jake. Dump inside. Here's Facero. Wolves will start with the basketball here. She's going to pull a three, and that is good. Sophie Facero knocking down a tray from the wing. Now the Wolves back up by 6. Facero now with 8 points.
No hesitation there on the three-point pull.
Bing from the wing.
I like that.
Peterman with the basketball, guarded by McElwain.
West Shamokin bench wanted a carry right there on Smith, and I don't blame them.
Nearly poked away there by Osterling. Dumb forced to pick up her dribble. Gets it over to Smith. Smith's going to look around, survey a little bit, hand it back off to Dumb. And great defense, as always, by Abby Osterling. Dumb with nowhere to go. Really, outside of those three-pointers, Dumb has not been able to do much inside the arc.
5 seconds.
And a full timeout by Penn's Manor.
Oh, that was just in time by Coach Maloser. I thought that when I heard the whistle in my head, I thought a 5-second call right there, but heads-up play by Coach Maloser to get one for Penn's Manor there. That's a full timeout.
I can certainly speak to Jason Maloser's heads-up IQ, basketball IQ, one of the smartest, if not the smartest basketball player that I've had a chance to play with. Of course, we both attended Marion Center. He was a point guard, a year older than me. We got a very, very talented team his senior year.
Would you say that his knowledge on the court was molecular?
It would be. I would say it was
All
very.
right, I like it.
And he's able to see things before they happen out in the court, and that's exactly why you saw him take the timeout he did right there. He had that internal clock clicking in his head, and he knew when to pull the trigger and call the timeout. You could make the case maybe the two best coaches in the Heritage Conference girls side of things. Two guys, both point guards in high school too, as I always like to point out.
Yeah.
Frank, of course, Frank Nagy, a West Shamokin grad. Jason from Marion Center. Jason now a big piece of Penn's Manor, doing a great job of bringing this girls basketball program to prominence, and also doing athletic director duties for the school district.
Double duties for Coach Maloser. I didn't realize he was the AD as well.
A man with many hats.
So Peterman, tough placed inbound there in the corner. She'll be face guarded by McElwain. Trying to look deep for Dumb. Instead, they'll get it into Gillow, and she'll dribble to her left, guarded by Facero. Switch over to right, pick up her dribble, back to Peterman. Ball in the corner to Smith. Smith's going to kick it over to Dumb. Dumb going to pull another three. Shot up, front rim, no good. Loose ball, and a foul called. Not sure who that's going to go against, but it's going to be Natco drawing it.
I think it's Spawn.
Yep, Spawn.
They were just battling hard for a rebound right there, and Natco went to the court, and I think just because she got knocked over, that foul call there, and another one, that's going to be on Lily, I believe.
Spawn picking up her second a moment ago. Jordan now will have two herself after committing the foul on the inbound play to Cassidy Smith. She will go to the line and shoot two.
Yeah, guys, and after a full quarter of no fouls in the third, two quick ones here for the Wolves in the fourth.
No good on the first attempt was the senior Cassidy Smith. She has one more upcoming. Shot up and good by Smith. She now has 7 points in this contest, and she's done an excellent job, Jake, as you mentioned, coming into the half with just 3 fouls, or with 3 fouls. Hasn't committed one yet here in the second half, so doing a good job of staying out of that department. Facero, 3 from the top of the arc, short. Ball knocks around. Osterling comes up with it. And Frank Nagy, heads up play by him. We just mentioned the call by Jason Maloser on the other sideline. Frank Nagy calling a very smart timeout there to save the jump ball from being called. 30-second timeout.
Yeah, I have no idea how that ball ended up in Osterling's hands. It took a very strange path to get there.
It barely touched the front of the rim, and here's the thing that I was going to say, comment on that play. Spawn in the high post right there, kind of couple ball fakes, and then handed it off to Facero, who I don't think she believed she was going to be that wide open and have that clean of a look from the top of the key, and she just came up short, barely grazed the front of the rim. And Abby Osterling with her nose for the ball, just anticipating getting in there and coming out of there with that offensive rebound.
It definitely looked like Facero had the line on that shot, but just a little short, like you said there, Josh.
I'm telling you, I don't think she expected to be that wide open.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that was as wide open as I've seen her in the past few games that we've covered.
The team certainly know to key on her. 1,000-point scorer, leading scorer for this team over the last few years. Certainly one of the more prolific ones to come out of the program. Wolves reset. Osterling guarded by Dumb. 6:24 left here. Wolves holding a 5-point advantage. Screen by Jordan. McElwain's going to pull the three. Shot up and good. Lydia McElwain knocking down the tray just to the right of the top of the key. That's 6 points now for Lydia McElwain.
Boy, and she went up confident right there. You know, she hasn't shot well all that well today. You know, knocked down a three in the first half, but that's her first bucket of the second half. She went up really, really confident and knocked it down.
Dumb with a little runner there. Cassidy Smith with the rebound. She's fouled on the putback, so that stops the clock at 6 minutes left, and Cassidy Smith will go to the line and shoot two. Foul called against Lily Jordan. She now has 3 fouls. 6 minutes left to play, so that's something to watch for. And nothing but net on the first attempt by Cassidy Smith. She now has 8 points, second leading scorer for the team right now. Only Dumb has more with 11. Second shot up, good as well there by Cassidy Smith. So with 5:57 left here, Wolves hold on to a 6-point lead. The Comets not going to go away in this one. Dump down, kick ball, lucky there for the Wolves. Osterling trying to force the entry pass to Jordan.
Yeah, definitely a lucky break there. It looked like Davis would have definitely come up with the ball, and looked like she had some court to dribble up as well.
McElwain's going to put up another three. Nothing there on that one. Natko brings in the board, gets it to Peterman. Ahead to Gillow now. Comes to a jump stop, reverses it to Dumb. Peterman, dribble handoff to Dumb. Nearly coming up with that one was, and a jump ball. What a nice play there by Abby Osterling. My goodness. And I always say this, it's so hard to force a jump ball outside the perimeter like that unless you just have such active hands. And Abby Osterling, terrific job on that one to force the tie-up. Fortunately for Penn's Manor, it will stay here. Trying for a backdoor pass there. Somehow getting it as Gillow. She reverses it. Cassidy Smith now going to drive. Dump back inside. Peterman up off the glass. A little hard. No good. Spawn with another board. And a travel by Spawn. She's done that a couple times tonight, just kind of not able to connect with the outlet pass and dragging that pivot foot, forcing a turnover there for the Comets.
Just a rebounding machine out there is Spawn, though.
Yeah, 11 boards for her. Obviously the most of any player in the game.
Dumb hitting Smith on the roll, looking for another pass. Smith's going to go up with it. No travel called, but a nice pivot there, and up with the basket is Cassidy Smith. She now has 11 points to tie Megan Dumb's 11 points. So 2 players now on the stat sheet for the Penn's Manor Comets with 11 points. And a timeout here for the Wolves. Looks like Abby Osterling will need attended to by athletic trainer Jen Blystone.
Yeah, I think she might have got poked in the eye. That's kind of, her eye looked really watering. Oh, maybe the nose. Yeah, definitely something up in the face area.
Looked like she had been hit in the face area earlier in the game, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think towards the end of the second quarter, she got bopped in the nose, it looked like.
Twice in one game, that's never fun.
Oh no. Seeing stars, and then it's that feeling of getting smacked in the nose.
The watery eyes. Yep. Yeah, never fun. It's one part about the game I don't miss. The number of times you just inadvertently get caught in the nose.
Yeah, whether it's a pass or a deflected ball into the face or an elbow or a teammate, you never know.
It's never good to get hit in the face.
You got to wear the Rip Hamilton mask out there at all times.
Osterling right back out there because she's a basketball player.
That's right.
4:44 left here. Wolves leading by just 4, 32-28. Here's McElwain trying to drive on Peterman. Picks up her dribble. Hits Osterling on a little back door. She puts up the shot. Rolls around and good. How many times have we seen Osterling with that shot tonight?
Got it. And she's playing with a nose plug in. Showing the toughness right now. Abby Osterling finishing strong in the paint.
To Jake's point earlier in the game, whenever she's able to have success scoring the basketball, it seems like the Wolves' success goes right with her. Here's a long three, no good. gets to Natco. She reverses it to Gillo. Gillo puts up the 3 and good. Nice shot there off the kick out. Deja Gillo knocking down the tray. And I want to say that's the first 3 scored by a Comets player not named Megan Dumb.
It is indeed, and that's Gillo's first bucket of the game. Couldn't come at a bigger time for Penn's Manor.
Sarah with it. Ball swatted away. She comes back up with it, able to rip it loose. Gets it over to Osterling. She's going to go baseline, puts up the shot, swatted away by Peterman. Looked like there was a lot of contact, but no whistles blown on that one. Comets with the basketball. 3:40 left here, fourth quarter. They trail by 3.
Well, there was a lot of contact on Sophie Facero down there and contact on Abby Osterling when she went up for that shot. But no whistles. I mean, we only got 3 fouls here in the second half, and what do we have, 6 in the first half? I mean,
yeah. Runner up by Gillo. Loose ball. Facero ripping that one down. McElwain, another 3. Shot up.
Oh, too long.
Jordan with the board. Gets it back. Spawn now with it. That's stripped loose. And they're going to say off of Spawn, but...
I think Dumb got a hand in, and I'm going to say that was the right call because as Spawn was trying to go back up with that offensive rebound, Dumb got a hand in, and I think it might have hit the thigh of Melissa Spawn to go out of bounds. So I'm going to side with the official on that one. I think it was a decent call.
Looking at the scoring, there are 3 players in double figures. 1 for the Wolves. That, of course, is Abby Osterling. She has 12 to match her jersey number. As for the Comets, 2 players with 11 points. That, of course, is Cassidy Smith and Megan Dumb.
Yeah, Osterling right now, 12 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. And Megan Spawn up to 12 rebounds to lead all players out here. She has had an excellent game. You know, a couple mistakes on the defensive side after grabbing some boards and a couple of turnovers on travels, but ultimately playing a really nice game in the post for West Shamokin.
Just 3 minutes left of this first round matchup. Is this technically a quarterfinal?
It is a quarterfinal.
Yeah, quarterfinal. I'm so used to saying first round because I do believe they let more teams in past years, but this year, of course, with the COVID restrictions and not trying to overpopulate the brackets a little bit, you know, just already in the quarterfinals, hard to believe. And the Wolves win, they'll have a spot in the semifinals. I want to say, what is that, Southern Huntington and Bishop, or not Bishop Guilfoyle, excuse me, Bellwood Annis would be the teams on that other side of the bracket that the Wolves or Comets would face after this one. Here's Cassidy Smith getting lane. Nice fake there. Up off the glass. Left hand, no good. Gets her own board. Up again, no good. Lily Jordan coming down with this one. Gets it out to McElwain. Several chances there for Penn's Manor, just unable to connect. They trail by 3. Wolves with the basketball. 2:42 left in the fourth quarter here at West Shamokin High School. Girls District 6 basketball playoff action here on High Top Sports Network.
Crunch time.
Should mention real quickly here, we will be back here tomorrow for the boys game between the West Shamokin Wolves and the Homer Center Wildcats. So make sure for you basketball fans out there to tune in for that one. Should be a great game. And Spawn with another travel call, nearly spiking the ball. Could have maybe been teed up.
Luckily, that is a tough turnover for West Shamokin to take right there. Yeah, just trying to run clock right there and get a look at a layup.
Chance to tie it.
And Dumb knocks down the 3. What a big shot here in crunch time by Megan Dumb, tying this one up at 34 all.
No, Joe,
Cassidy Smith.
Yeah, Cassidy Smith.
Oh, sorry. I apologize. Cassidy Smith.
Might get some free basketball out here if this keeps up.
Yeah, I know there's, you know, the 20 and the 2 and then the long blonde ponytail coming down, but that was Smith. Confident. She's up to 14, Joe.
Dumb with the foul there. 1:55 left here. Can't say I expected anything different than what we see here. Tightly contested. Going to come down to the very end here between these two teams that know each other so well. Two coaches that have really become, sounds like very good friends here over the last few years, coaching against each other in the Heritage Conference. Jason Maloser, of course, for the Comets, and Frank Nagy for West Shamokin.
34 all, minute 48 left. You can't ask for anything more. This is playoff basketball.
As you mentioned there, Smith knocking down that three. She pulls ahead to lead all scorers, not just for her team, but in this game with 14 points. And Jake, you made that point early on that she had those 3 fouls, but she's done an excellent job of staying out of foul trouble, has not committed one here in the second half. And really, the Comets have only committed 1 foul so far here in the second half compared to 3 for the Wolves. So that trend of letting the girls kind of play through contact continuing from that first half here now into the second.
Yeah, Cassidy Smith looked very impressive here in the second half. You know, with her limited run in the first half after getting into foul trouble, she's done a good job scoring the basketball. And, I mean, you saw right there on their last possession, scoring that 3. No hesitation in her shot either. You know, before she even went up with it, I think she thought that it was going in.
The Wolves will have the basketball. Facero will inbound. 1:48 left here. Osterling receives the inbounds. 1:46 now. Jordan's going to set the screen well outside the perimeter. Dish off to McElwain. Thinks about getting it into Jordan. She will still do so, but an errant pass knocked away, though, by the Comets. Fortunate for the Wolves, so it'll stay here. 1:33 remaining in the fourth.
I think Smith might have just got a hand in there.
Sarah once again inbound. Finds Osterling in the corner. Osterling will pull it out to the top of the arc. Crossover Peterman. Dish it out to Facero. Facero's going to look to take the lane. She's going to get in there. Stop, pop, and good. Sophie Facero with a big shot there coming to the jump stop. Putting it up and in. So the Wolves back up by 2. Facero now in double figures with 10 points. Just 1:15 remains here.
That's what scorers do, Joe. Get into the lane right there. Good finish by Facero.
Tough shot by Dom with Osterling in her face, knocking down the turnaround. Tied back up at 36 all. Dumb now with 13 points and a minute left in this ball game.
This has all the feelings of whoever gets to the last shot will be the winner here. These teams just battling out here, and I mean that's exactly what we expected coming into this one.
And a timeout there. The Penns Manor bench pleading for a 5-second call, but the timeout coming before that has a chance to happen. So with 51 seconds left here, Wolves will force a stoppage. Discuss their plan for the remaining 51 seconds.
Full timeout there for Coach Nagy. Yeah, Smith, Jake, as you said, you know, having to sit down in the first half with foul trouble, but she has really come alive here in the second half and helped get her team back to this tie game at 36 apiece. Leading all scorers, as Joe said, with 14, 6 rebounds for her as well. So she's definitely provided a spark here in the second half.
Things really started out balanced for both teams, but if you look at the score sheet there, it's been Dumb and Smith really for Penns Manor, that reeling them along. 27 combined points for them. That's all but 9 of their points. And as for the Wolves, 24 between Osterling and Facero. So the heavy lifting being done now by the veterans of these two teams. Dumb, of course, a junior. Smith, a senior. And the 2 players, Osterling and Facero, both seniors for the Wolves.
Yeah, and Joe, that's what you want to see out there. You know, you want to see your leaders out there taking over in crunch time and really making it count.
Facero to inbound. Going to get it into Osterling. 51 seconds left here in this District 6 girls quarterfinal matchup between 2 Heritage Conference powerhouses. The rights to go to the semifinal round of Class 2A.
Yeah, you know, Penns Manor has that bitter taste in their mouth from last year, making it to the championship game, only to have it stopped because of the pandemic. So, you know, I'm sure they want to get right back in the dance.
Oh, nearly stolen away, and it is knocked off of McElwain and back to Penns Manor with 21 seconds left. Another costly turnover for the Wolves. And
full
Jason
timeout.
Maloser will call a full timeout with 21 seconds left.
Oh, man. Costly just trying to run through the offense and get a clean look with that last shot. And I think Jordan was a little worried about getting 5 seconds called on her, kind of put too much on that bounce pass, and then it bounced up high on McElwain. And Dunn with a great hustle play as she and McElwain were going for the ball on the sideline there and able to get the ball in her hand and then throw it off of McElwain to force the turnover and give Penns Manor a possession here, 21.1 left.
So Penns Manor likely with the final possession of this fourth quarter. You'd think that they're going to hold for the last shot, unless, of course, they see a wide open look here. But
hold for the last shot or find a shot that you love too much to pass up. I think that's going to be the recipe for the final 21.1 seconds. If anybody's wondering about the decimal points in there, we include that for you too, free of charge.
Free decimal points here on High Top Sports Network. The recipe.
This is what it's all about here, gentlemen.
I know, I'm nervous.
Yeah.
I'm up here wringing my hands.
The Penns Manor JV player just turned around and looked at the girl that's doing the footage for on the iPad, and she held her hand out and it was shaking.
Yeah. Don't blame her.
So it's that feeling is just matriculating through the entire team.
Biggest moment of the season here for both of these teams, guys.
There's Cassidy Smith with it. You know they're going to draw up a play for Dumb here, you would imagine.
Well, Cassidy Smith's been scoring the ball pretty well here in the second half. I'd expect either one of those two girls to get this shot.
Yeah, Gillo hit a 3-2.
Here's Smith in the lane. She's going to take it. Jump stop, goes up with it. Short, no good. Rebounded by Jordan. No chance here. And we will have overtime. Expect anything less, guys.
No, not at all.
So we will have some extra basketball here on High Top Sports Network after 4 full. The Penns Manor Comets coming here to West Shamokin, able to bounce back in this second half to tie it up and now send this one into OT against the West Shamokin Wolves.
Unbelievable. Just, you got to love it. Postseason play, OT.
Nothing better, guys.
Just 4 minutes for the overtime period here compared to 8, the normal time on the clock per period. So chop that in half, and that's what we'll have here to decide this one between the Wolves and the Comets.
And I'll say that with that last rebound on the miss by Penns Manor there at the end of regulation, Lily Jordan grabbed her 10th rebound of the game. So she and Spawn combined have 22. Penns Manor as a team, just 15.
Wow. And if you heard that stat and you were just tuning in and saw this as a tie ball game, you'd think we were misspoken there, but not the case. So Smith and Jordan will tip it off for a second time here in the game.
Only 4 fouls called in the second half, gents.
Not too many called in the first either. I think it was 6 total.
Jordan able to tip that one backwards, but coming down with it is Gillo. She gets it to Dumb, so the Comets will begin with the basketball in this overtime period. Winner will move on to the semifinal round, face either Southern Huntington or Bellwood Annis.
Oh.
And there's Osterling again, able to come up with another steal. They're going to say jump ball. Ball to the Wolves. Another one of those jump balls forced outside the perimeter just because of her ability to kind of just lunge for the basketballs you saw there and tie it up.
And she's so good at not fouling in those situations, too. She just can get her hands on the ball, tie things up, and not commit a foul.
Yeah, for as aggressive as Abby Osterling is when it comes to stripping the ball, she has no fouls here tonight.
Pissarro missed the shot there. Dumb wide open for the rebound. So after both teams unsuccessful in their first offensive possessions here of overtime, the Comets get it back. 3:21 left. As the scoreboard reads, the 5th quarter.
That's right. Quarter number 5.
Here's Cassidy Smith looking for a screen, getting around it. It's Lily Jordan, well defended there. She looking to dump it inside, nothing there, reverses it to Gillo. Wolves continue to do a good job of preventing that entry pass into the post. Able to stay in front of the offensive player. Nearly a carry there by Smith. She's caught in the post, loses the handle on it. And a jump ball. It'll stay here with the Comets, but getting lucky there.
Yeah,
the Comets, that was definitely brought above the shoulders of Cassidy Smith. No call.
Yeah, I don't know how you don't get a carry call right there, but.
And there another entry pass in the post. And a late whistle there. We're going to call the foul against Jordan. And should be noted, she now has 4. There's still 2:48 left here. So whereas Smith entered the second half with 3 fouls and has done a good job, Lily Jordan now on the West Shamokin side will have to be very careful. Also with 3 fouls for the Wolves is that's Lily Jordan. She has 4 now. Knocking it down with Smith on the first. Penns Manor back in front for the first time in what seems like a very long time.
It has been a very long time.
It hasn't been since the second quarter, I want to say.
That's correct. Second shot by Smith rolls around and good. She's been pretty strong from the free throw line here tonight. I think she missed her first attempt.
Yeah, she's 5 for 6.
Yeah.
Game high 16 points, too.
Wolves looking to respond here. Facero with the basketball. Hesitation dribble. Pulls it back out. Guarded well by Smith. Reverses it to Osterling. Screen there by Facero. Bumped. Kicked out. Here's McElwain. She's going to drive the lane, go up with it. And they're going to call reach and foul. That's why the ball was knocked loose. Just the second foul against Penns Manor here in the second half, and now what is nearly 2 minutes into the overtime period as well. Ball into McElwain. Got to get it out of the corner. Avoid the trap. Osterling with it. 2:20 mark here. Penns Manor holding on to a 38-36 lead. Just reclaiming the lead for the first time since the second quarter. Wolves looking to counter that with a basket of their own. Matt Facero, deep three, no good. Long rebound there by Peterman. So with 2 minutes left, Penns Manor in the driver's seat here. And you know they're going to hold on to the basketball as long as possible. They were going to be in no hurry at all. Peterman with it, guarded by McElwain. Going to be a foul against White 21, which is not on
that
the...
is,
it was Lydia
McElwain, yeah. You know, I was just wondering, you know, when the Wolves were going to decide to foul, you know, because I'm sure the Comets would be content with just holding on to that ball here for the last minute, 34 seconds, but see the foul there, and then a quick timeout after.
So now 5 fouls against the Wolves here in the second half, including overtime. Just the first foul against McElwain.
Yeah, they have, McElwain just picked up her first, but Fusaro and Osterling both with no fouls. I mean, all the fouls coming from Spawn and Jordan down low.
Still, they look at that rebounding margin, how much the Wolves have been able to dominate on the glass here, but Comets somehow able to continue to fight and battle despite that very lopsided number, Josh.
I got 32-17 in favor of the Wolves right now. So you got a 15 rebound advantage and down on the scoreboard. Doesn't happen very often. Wolves with 13 turnovers, Penns Manor with 11. So pretty close in that department too. But here's something to look out, especially when West Shamokin's going to have to foul to put Penns Manor on the line here. They are 7 for 8 from the free throw line, are the Comets.
1:34 left here in the overtime period. The quarterfinal round of the District 6 girls basketball playoffs, the Class 2A bracket. Penns Manor looking to stamp their seat in the next round. The Wolves trying to keep this game going. 1:25 left. Smith picks up her dribble, bounces it back to Peterman. And a timeout called. So after this game's kind of flown along pretty quickly, some pauses here with the back and forth timeouts by both clubs.
That's what happens when it gets tight down the stretch in a district playoff game, Joe. The first 3.5 quarters just zoomed along. And now it's a lot of strategery by these two coaches here in overtime and at the end of regulation there.
You know, we talked about the game kind of playing or taking on a physical nature here tonight. Hard to believe. Just 2 fouls against the Comets here over 16 plus 3 plus 40 seconds. You do the math. Again, we're not math guys.
We're not math guys.
Never claimed to be.
We're sports guys.
Nearly a 20-minute span where they've only committed 2 fouls, let's just say.
We can figure out batting averages. That's about it.
That's statistics. That's not real math.
Yeah, that's true. I can't do Texas. Let's put it that way.
We can add by 6, 3, 2, and 1.
But I can figure out what Mike Trout's WAR was last year on my own.
That's right.
1:20 left. Penn's Manor will inbound the basketball, leading by 2. Wolves will do all they can to try to intercept this pass. Oh, Jason Maloser calling another timeout there to prevent the 5-second call. Again, that internal clock of Coach Maloser knowing exactly how much time his team had left. So
can't have too many timeouts left.
He called that with about 4.999 seconds before getting a 5-second call. But yeah, Joe, as you said, knew exactly how much time his team had. West Shamokin defended that inbound play well on the other sideline. In the previous possession, Penn's Manor ran it really well, got the ball in easily, not so much that time, and Coach Maloser taking the timeout.
Obviously several stoppages here in this overtime period. The Comets able to force overtime after trailing by, I don't want to say as many as, 8 points, possibly?
I believe that is correct. I think 8 points was, in fact, the largest lead of the game for West Shamokin, at least 7 for Penn's Manor.
So just a minute and 20 seconds left in this playoff bout between two teams that certainly know a lot about each other. Two coaches that know a lot about each other. Teams split the regular season series, both winning on their respective home courts. Penn's Manor looking to steal one here tonight on the Wolves' home court now.
Brittany Coleman in the game for West Shamokin. I think that's just a foul. She hasn't played yet.
First sub off the bench for West Shamokin tonight.
Cassidy Smith with the basketball. Hands it off to Dumb. No fouls yet coming from the Wolves. Under a minute to play here. Cassidy Smith reverses it to Dumb.
Yeah, just playing for the steal right now is West Shamokin, but they're running out of time. Going to have to foul soon.
Yeah.
I thought I heard Coach Nagy say foul.
Right there it is.
And I think Osterling tried to foul Dumb right there, but no call. You know, you don't want to get an intentional in this situation, and it's kind of like, where's the line on how physical you can be when you foul somebody? Abby Osterling put both hands on Dumb there, but no whistle.
And as you just said, Coleman commits that foul, so you can clearly see the strategy of putting her in there.
Still got a foul to give here.
Yep.
And another foul there by Coleman, so smart move there. They're going to say out of bounds, but that is a 1-and-1, so it will not be out of bounds.
Yeah, Smith at the line again, probably not who you want to foul. She's, as I said, been pretty good, 5 for 6 from the line.
Chance here to make it a 2-possession game with how much time is left. That'd be huge for these Comets.
So Coleman comes out back as Jordan with her 4 fouls.
Need a miss right now if you're the Wolves.
1-and-1 upcoming. Cassidy Smith shot up.
That is.
Front rim, no good. Big board there by Melissa Spahn. 41 seconds left. Wolves with a chance to either tie it or take the lead with a 3. Playoff basketball.
You heard Coach Maloser say right there, no fouls.
McElwain, there's a switch there. Peterman on her. She's going to go up with it. Ball stripped away. She somehow comes back up with it. Knocked loose. Ball on the floor. Timeout called by Frank Nagy. Another heads-up play.
Oh,
These coaches
man.
certainly playing into the results on the court, saving their teams a couple turnovers on 5-second calls. And right there, as soon as Osterling had possession, Frank Nagy pleading for the timeout.
Coach Nagy quick on the trigger right there as that ball was getting knocked all around. Facero on the floor for it. Abby Osterling comes up with it. And as soon as she had both hands on the ball, Coach Nagy, bang, got that timeout called.
So just 18 seconds left here. Comets leading by 2. We'll see what the Wolves draw up here. Try to either tie this game up or take the lead.
I'm telling you, I'm nervous over here. My hands are getting sweaty. It's like I'm out there playing.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine what
Cramping
these
up.
teams and coaches are going through right now. Judge is trying to make us all deaf here up in the booth.
Well, what do you think here off this inbound?
You're obviously going to try to find Facero, I think, unless there's an opening down low to
Lily.
Lily Jordan where you might be able to draw the foul and have an and one chance like the Wolves have had a couple opportunities out here tonight. So a couple different ways I think Frank Nagy and his staff could go here, but I think they're going to try to find the easiest opportunity, not necessarily look for a three. Osterling shot up, blocked, and they're going to say a foul there. So
really late whistle, and I thought, she was fouled immediately, and that whistle came in way late.
Much to the dismay of Jason Maloser.
That was the one thing that he was telling his team not to do. Don't foul. And good on Osterling there, drawing it.
Foul against Peterman. So Osterling will shoot two. Knocking down the first is Abby Osterling. Her mother with her hands in her head over there.
Oh, man.
She will not watch this one. Will Melinda Osterling, head volleyball coach here at West Shamokin.
Big fan of high top.
Osterling's second shot up.
Got
And
it.
good clutch.
There it is.
Ice water in the veins. Abby Osterling ties it up. 13 seconds left. Megan
No
Dunn.
fouls.
Yeah,
She loses it. She slides. No travel call. Here's Peterman. 5 seconds left. Ball in the corner. Dumm's going to have the basketball. No time left. And the foul called against the West Shamokin Wolves with 0.7 seconds left on the clock.
The Wolves coaching staff thought there should have been a travel there. I think the home crowd
She slid across the floor with the ball. That's definitely a travel.
That was an awful miss right there by this refereeing crew.
And then to call the foul right there in the corner.
Man.
And Dunn wasn't even trying a shot. She was just passing.
Dumm's first, good.
You
And that's
gotta
nothing
think.
against both of these teams or
Yeah,
anybody
no.
in this building. It's just you can't let the game be decided like that.
And
you have somebody sliding with the basketball and then call a foul on a three-point attempt with the back almost nearly to the basket.
They let them play this whole time. To call that at the end is kind of head-scratching. It wouldn't have mattered which team would have committed the foul. It would have been head-scratching either way.
Exactly. Dumm knocking down all three. 0.7 seconds left.
You got enough time to just heave this one.
And that will do it. The Penns Manor Comets come out victorious 41-38. Not the ending that I don't think either team wanted to see happen, but that is how it ended. And now Penns Manor will move on to the semifinals, as mentioned, and face either Bellwood Annis or Southern Huntington. A sour taste left in the West Shamokin Wolves' mouth after the way that one ended. But the Comets will prevail, take the season series 2-1, and move on in the District 6 playoffs.
We were promised a good game, and it surely delivered. You hate to see it go down like that to end it. You hate it to see it come down to the officials, especially after a game that was called so, there wasn't a lot of calls made during the game. But, congratulations to these Comets and Coach Maloser and his staff. Hey, they did what they came in here to do. And we mentioned, this team, made it to the district championships a year ago. Certainly have hopes to take it home this year.
Hopefully we'll have a chance to talk to both of these coaches after this one, if they can find the time. And we'll trying to get the attention of Coach Maloser there, see if he has some time for us. Obviously we'll have a chance to talk to Coach Nagy. But certainly a exciting game, overtime, extra 4 minutes.
I'll go grab them.
But not the way I don't think anybody wanted to see this game end, with a controversial call there towards the end. What it looked like a travel call that would have been called almost any other time.
And then Dumm getting the 3 free throws there.
Not even squared up to the
Not
hoop.
squared up. She was passing the ball. I wouldn't want to be in that West Shamokin locker room right now. It's just a gut-wrenching feeling to have a game that they led at the half slip away from them. They led at the end of the third quarter as well, Joe, and that's just a difficult one to take. That's everybody likes to focus on the great side of sports, and sports are wonderful for a lot of things, but ever so often you experience this emotion, and it hurts. It's gut-wrenching.
And coming into this game, we knew that the chance of a low-scoring game, a tight matchup. Nobody really taking too many big leads. Of course, West Shamokin did lead by as many as 8, and Penns Manor led by as many as 7, but there were longer spans where they were 1 possession apart or maybe 2 possessions apart than anything else really tonight. And that's kind of what I think we signed up for doing this game tonight. Not surprised it went into overtime. Not surprised that the final result was a 3-point difference. And again, this game shows you just how good everyone in District 6 is. You have so many teams in Class 2A in this bracket for the Heritage Conference, and right there, one of two. Well, somebody had to lose, Josh.
Yeah.
And that tonight was the West Shamokin Wolves. We're going to have head coach Jason Maloser join us here on High Top Sports Network. Jason, have a seat. Congratulations, first of all, Coach. That's a huge win. Certainly some dramatics there, but just kind of take me through it, and it has to feel pretty good.
It truly does. I mean, Coach Nagy does such a great job with this West Shamokin team. A lot of great players, and just have so much respect for them and the program. And man, they just have so many great kids, and but I couldn't be more proud of my girls, the way they stuck together. In that fourth quarter there, went down, but we just kept on telling each other, keep on picking each other up on the sideline. Hey, on to the next play. We got to get to a stop. And then it was offensively, you got to be patient. You got to take care of the basketball. And now I got to give a lot of credit to my assistants, Coach Stair and Coach Lemania. They mentioned having Cass handle the ball a little bit, and that's what we went to when we got in trouble there. Cass handling it, and just, I mean, me and you back in the day going pick and roll, old school basketball, and Cass just did such a great job attacking, knowing when to take the shot, when to kick it, and man, I just can't say enough about the effort out of all those girls tonight.
Well, mostly it was you finding an open jumper and me not getting open enough. You were carrying the scoring load there, but Jason, they held you to 3 points there in the second quarter. It really seemed like they were able to kind of find something there to take advantage of. What did you tell the girls at halftime that allowed you to kind of come back, fight like you guys did, and eventually come out victorious?
That was, Cass does such a great job for us, and her getting into foul trouble, really hurt us on the offensive end and the defensive end. But that was on me. I wasn't doing a good enough job of trying to get other playmakers in position to get open shots. And we just talked at halftime about being patient, making sure we're setting good screens. We set good screens, you're going to be able to get open. And then on the drives, that was another thing we talked about with Cass was, hey, West Shamokin does a great job stepping in and taking charges. So you have to come jump shots in the lane and then look for kickouts. And she just did a great job of that, and the whole team just did such a great job executing on the offensive end and continued to pass up those good shots and got great shots.
Yeah, Coach, I wanted to talk to you about something. You guys got out-rebounded pretty handily today. I had it down for 33-17 in favor of West Shamokin. How were you guys able to fight through, being down in the rebounding category like that?
That's one of the things that has sort of hurt us for a lot of the year. We can't give up those second chance opportunities, but the big thing was defensively. We just did such a great job playing defense, and that not ideal to give up that many offensive rebounds, but if you're going to, you have to play great defense. And I thought as a team, Anna Peterman started with her guarding Sophie Facero. I mean, she's got range the whole way out to the logo, and Anna did such a great job of defending her. And as a group, we just did a good job of not taking so many chances, just playing good disciplined defense, so that when those drives did come, we were in a good held position. And they kicked it out, and then we were able to close out. They made some of those threes, but we were doing a good job closing out and got enough rebounds at the end there to make sure we got the win.
Jason, where do you feel like you guys are now heading into this semifinal matchup? Obviously, it's been such a strange year, and here you are already talking about being in the semifinal. So where do you feel like you guys are at this stage, and was there anything you kind of learned about yourselves tonight based on the performance?
I think it's been all year long just talking about, we are a great team. We have to have that confidence, and we got to have that belief in ourselves and one another. And some of those close games we lost early in the year, I think we talked a little bit about that yesterday, saw us start to grow and learn from those situations and those losses. And then here tonight, again, we'd like to make some of those foul shots late and not get to that point, but credit to the girls. They just did such a great job continuing to battle on the defensive end. And offensively, Kate Natko caught the ball in the corner, and she could have taken that shot. It's not really truly her game. She did a good job of finding Megan, and then Megan made the play to draw the foul and get to the line and make all 3 foul shots.
Jason, another playoff run, it looks like, for you guys possibly here in 2021. So best of luck. Keep up the great work, and keep making the Heritage Conference proud in the D6 playoffs.
Thank you, guys. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate the coverage.
Thank you, Jason.
Take care.
Thanks a lot,
Take care.
Coach.
Thank you. That was Penns Manor head coach Jason Maloser after his team comes away with a 41-38 victory over the West Shamokin Wolves. And West Shamokin head coach Frank Nagy, kind enough to join us here, coming up the steps here. Coach, thank you for making the time.
Yeah, no doubt.
Tough game there. I think obviously the big question I have to ask is probably not the way you wanted to see it end, and the way maybe to kind of be handled in such a game of such magnitude.
Yeah, no, that's a brutal way for it to end, and I feel terrible for the seniors to go out like that. I mean, I've said from the beginning, I wouldn't be surprised if the 1 through the 8 seed in AA wins it. It's a loaded class, and we knew we were going to have a battle. Just didn't do enough stuff. I mean, I try to make it clear to the girls, we didn't lose the game on that last play. Obviously, we didn't want to foul it. We would have liked the travel call before it. But, we lost it. Offensive rebounds and turnovers, giving them offensive rebounds. Second half, we just didn't battle as hard. And, I thought the effort was good, but on the board, just too many mental mistakes. And, brutal way to end it. Absolutely. And it's hard to have a bunch of words after that situation, for sure.
Yeah, we won't keep you too long, Coach. I know I said before you came out here, I said I wouldn't want to be in that, locker room right now. Just a gut-wrenching loss for you guys. The lead slipping away there. You led at the end of the third quarter and just slipping away. I asked Coach Maloser about the rebounding advantage, and you guys did have a pretty hefty rebounding advantage. But like you said, a couple times Spawn got a rebound down here and walked. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then they rebounded better in the second half. Yeah. Just kind of talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, that's the turnovers and not necessarily on Melissa, but just the turnovers and the offensive boards. And they're a great team. And when they get the offensive rebound, they're going to capitalize. And that's what I thought we might have given them 4 on their run. I think we might have given them 4 points because they were getting offensive rebounds. And, that's the difference there. We clean those up. We collect the ball. We go down and run the offense. We have a chance to score. We're running clock. They can't score. It's a completely different basketball game. It forces them in a position where they have to look to score out of their offense, and that's what we knew. If we could get a lead, they want to be methodical. They want to run clock. They don't want to be rushed. And if they get down, they have to be a little bit rushed. So I thought we did a good job forcing them into some tough first shots. We just didn't clean it up. And then when we did, and it's not just on Melissa there. I know they were guarding her. They were double teaming Abby. We have to have another guard come over and scream at her. It's a hectic situation. Sometimes we think if we're just standing there, they're going to see us. You don't always see your teammates. So we just had to do a better job communicating there. But again, you have to do the little things right in basketball to win it. It's too close of a game with possessions and everything, and that's what we said in the locker room. I'm sure everybody in there can think of 2, 3, 4 things that they could have done better. And we clean up one of those things, it's a different game for sure.
Coach, we'll leave you off with this one. Certainly a senior group, especially with the guards that are going to be departing. It's played such a big role post your semifinal run back in 2017, really keeping the program consistent and keeping them in that upward trajectory. So kind of talk about that departing group. You have Abby Osterling, Sophie Facero, and of course your other starting guard, Lydia McAway, will all be departing.
Yeah, it's a tough. Tough locker room situation, as you can imagine, with all the effort those girls have put in. But those girls have, it's the toughest senior group for me to lose personally. I mean, again, they were the first girls team I've ever coached. Coached them in 7th grade in the fall, whenever our junior high played in the fall. So I've coached those girls 5 out of the 6 years. Very close relationship with Coach Parks and I. They've been huge in our program, and now as veterans, showing the younger girls how they need to be. It's a tough senior group to see go. They did a great job getting into their roles. Everybody understood what their roles were. There were no complaints. It was they're working their butts off. They're pushing each other at practice. They're doing everything that you ask a team to do, and definitely going to be missed.
Well, thank you, not just for tonight, making time for us, Frank, all year long. Yeah. It's been an absolute pleasure getting to cover another one of your teams as we've been able to for several years here in the past, and can't wait to see what you guys have next year as well.
Yeah, thank you guys for covering us. I appreciate it. I mean, you're huge for our community, for our fan base, and you have no idea how much we appreciate it. So thank you guys.
Right back at you, brother. Thank you so much, Frank, and I think that about wraps it up. Josh, any final words?
No, I just, like I said during the broadcast, I felt like I was out there in this game, playing it, the knots in the stomach, the sweaty hands, just a hard-fought, tightly contested game here between 2 great teams, 2 great coaches. And like you said, it's just sad that somebody had to lose tonight.
Absolutely. And So that will conclude the season for the West Shamokin Wolves. Or girls team, we were certainly hoping that there might be an extended playoff run that we would be able to cover, but that was not the case. Jason Melozer's Penns Manor Comets will instead advance and play in the semifinal round, and we obviously wish those guys the best of luck. I have a great soft spot for Jason, playing so much with him in my past, growing up basically in his backyard in Marion Center a lot of years. Definitely spent a lot of time together. A great guy, great basketball IQ, and if somebody like Frank Nagy, who we also adore, has to lose, he might as well lose to Jason Meloser and the Penns Manor Comets tonight, and they can hopefully continue to represent the Heritage Conference moving forward in the Class 2A playoffs. So I think that about wraps it up, gentlemen. Another fun broadcast with you guys. As I mentioned earlier in this broadcast, we'll be back tomorrow to cover the West Shamokin boys as they welcome another Heritage Conference opponent in the Homer Center Wildcats. We were able to do a preview last night with West Shamokin head coach Judd McCullough. That's up on our website. We were also fortunate enough to do a preview with Homer Center coach Paul Poley. Both of those are up on our website, hightopsportsnetwork.com, along with our YouTube page, so make sure you check that out in preparation for tomorrow's District 6 boys basketball playoff game here on High Top Sports Network. So for Jake DeLuca, for Josh Freckengost, thank you all for tuning in as you do. You make it so much fun for us. You make it worth it, and without you, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. And certainly we have some sponsors that make this possible. We weren't able to bring them up in this particular broadcast, but they know who they are, and we appreciate you as well. So we will see you back here on HDSN tomorrow for the West Shamokin Wolves and Homer Center Wildcats in the Boys District 6 playoffs.